Liz Wilcox in the house, who is the master email marketer. And you got your boy Tobias Young in here, the host with the most. And obviously, one of the great ways to be able to build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience is going to be through email marketing, right? You have to nurture your leads and they have to get a chance to know you, especially if you're a fitness coach and you have a high ticket offer. People are not just going to be like, hey, I don't know who you are. I don't trust you. I don't like you, but hey, here's my credit card. You have to build that up over time. So you have to give a ton of value. And I always like to say, there's kind of three main ways that you want to do this organically, right? So and we're going to teach you the organic method, which is without having to run ads. So it doesn't cost you a dime with building your list. One is going to be through your content creation strategy that you have with your social media. Another one is going to be to have a community like a Facebook group where you can give a ton of value in and build that know, like, and trust factor and do live streams every single week, something like this, right? And then you want to have, most importantly, your email list. So if Facebook crashes down again or forever, you have your email list, which you can never lose. It is always there with you. And today I brought in a very special guest who is a dominator at building lists and email marketer, excuse me. And besides that, she's really cool. And she's been on Survivor. And if you're watching the show Survivor, you will see Liz Wilcox. So Liz, welcome to the Tobias Show. And we're streaming live here in a lot of different places, as you can see. But welcome. Thanks so much for being here. And before we dive into the actual training section, for those people who don't know anything about you, Liz, can you break it down and let people know who you are?
Yeah, what's up? I'm Liz Wilcox, and I just love email marketing. I started as an RV travel blogger. So, like you listening and watching, it was very business to consumer, right? It wasn't the B2B stuff you see me and Tobias doing, right? And I got really good at email. In fact, kind of my claim to fame is I launched a digital course and I had 100% conversion rate with a typical Monday through Friday cart close thing. And once the word got out about that, people were like, wait, who are you did what? With who and where? And so I just knew I had to sell that travel blog and go all in on email marketing. And I've been doing that. I think that I sold my RV travel blog 4 years ago today. So I've been doing this about 4.5 years. Yes, I'm not as strong as Tobias, but like Tobias said, I was on Survivor and you're kind of starving out there. So I'm still trying to build my muscle back. But I didn't lose. What I didn't lose out there was my email mojo. And that's what I want to help you out with today.
Amazing. So make sure that you give her a follow. And by the way, you guys, if you are watching this live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, I want to know if you're watching the replay too. Give me a hashtag replay. Hello. And I want to know, first of all, for everybody out there, do you already have an email list? Have you started to build an email list yet? Or is this something that's like, no, I don't have an email list. This is something that I need to do? Because obviously I explained the importance of building that know, like, and trust factor. You want to have an email newsletter that goes out, which continues to give value, but also so you stay top of mind within your audience, right? If you disappear, even if you have a lead and you disappear, then somebody else can literally step right in front of your perfect clients and they can swoop them up just because you haven't been actively in front of them. But what about if you're constantly the one that's giving value into your audience? And then when your prospect is ready to take that next step and get some help, then you are going to be the one. So this is one of those make it or break it. That's why I'm so passionate about today's call, because we are going to help you build that email list. So Liz, without further ado, let's show them some magic. Let's sprinkle some
Okay.
magic dust on them.
Okay. What's that? What's that meme? Pew? Okay, so y'all, first, this is a little off script, but I wanted to share the story because I did a training like this earlier today, And there was a guy in there who said he had built multiple like 6-figure and 7-figure businesses. And he was asking me about like cost per email and things like that. And he said something like CPE. And I said, what does that stand for? And he looked at me like I was crazy. He said, like cost per email, cost per lead. And I said, oh, honey, this is all organic, baby. I don't pay for ads. And so I want to teach you today list building without ads. If you have the money for ads, if you have the brain for ads and ad strategy, I love that for you. That's just not who Liz Wilcox is. And so I've had to go the organic route. So if you're trying to build your list and you don't want to get into ads, maybe you're not there yet, you were there and you want to try a different route, this is the thing for you. Okay, but here's my agenda for you today. And there's a bug. I live in Florida, y'all. Can you tell? I'm like, hang on, where'd that come from? So here's my agenda. I want to give you a quick pep talk. I want to share with you some of my qualifications. I want to share with you the 3 jobs you have to do to grow your list. I want to share with you the incentive, how we get people on our list. Some people call it a lead magnet, a freebie. It's just that incentive for getting people to join your list. And I want to share with you how to promote that incentive. Okay. My main objectives for you are to learn the 3 jobs of list building, but I really want you to feel confident in knowing how to grow your list. Emphasis on your list. The way I grow my list is not the way Tobias is going to grow his. It's not the way you're going to grow yours. And it's not the way that that guy this morning that was, he's like, I don't believe you when you say you have never run ads. I said, just Google me, brother. We all grow differently. And that's the main thing I want for you today is to know, like, yes, Liz, this is the way I'm going to grow my list. And so, that brings me to that last point right there. But here's a disclaimer. You're a creative human. I kind of already went into this. Don't be afraid to deviate according to your gut. Again, I want you to do things your way. Here's a couple credentials for you. A lovely, silly little photo of me. You can see on the bottom of that photo, I've actually run 4 businesses, and this is the only one that is the business to business side of things. I've had an RV blog. I had another travel site where I ran online events, and I own TexasSwagger.com, which is an e-commerce shop, and LizWilcox.com. So, but you can see over on the other side of the screen, this is a screenshot, I think, from January of 2024. You can see my list. It actively grows. You can see past 7 days, 151 people in the last 30 days, nearly 900. But you can see that segments. Pay attention to that. My customers, right? That's 5,900 people on my email list are my customers. And I think at the time of this, I wish I need to add this. I think I had a little less than 11,000 people on my email list. And we'll talk about why that's important in a second. But I want to share another quick story with you. Raise your hand if you know Kevin Hart, right? He's like one of the most successful comedians of our time, right? It's actually one of his goals to become the first billionaire comedian of all time. That's one of his goals. Hence why he was just on The Masked Singer, right? I'm like, this guy will do anything. But Kevin Hart actually started growing bigger and growing an audience with an email list. This is actually in his autobiography. I could not believe it when I was reading it. He would go to clubs, and every time he went to a club, he would have little note cards and he would put them at the seats or the tables. And it was just very simple opt in, a very simple incentive for you. Hey, did you like the show? If you did, leave your name and your email address. The next time I come into your town, I'll let you know. You'll be the first to be notified. So he was able to do 2 things here. Number one, he was able to notify his fans, right? He was able to talk directly to them. And I think that's what a lot of us think of when we think of email marketing, right? I think Tobias said it at the top of the hour. Hey, you're going to be able to build that know, like, and trust with your audience. But he was also able to do something really, really smart. He was able to take all those email addresses, go to different venues, different managers, different bookers, and say, hey, I've got this email list over here. I already have 150 people that I know that have bought one of my shows before. They want to be notified. You need to pay me more, or you need to book me a better venue, right? And that's something, even as, fitness influencers and fitness professionals, we can do too. If we are working with a brand, right? Hey, I've got this email list over here. Like, you're not just going to send me free stuff. Like, I've already got these 1,000 people over here that I'm talking to on the daily. I'm talking to weekly, monthly, whatever it is the case. So you can use your email list pretty much, twofold, right? You can use it over here to build that know, like, and trust with the people that are purchasing directly from you. And you can use it to build your brand authority, demand higher prices with partnerships. No more free protein shakes. We want to get paid. And so that is why, especially for this audience, especially you, Tobias, this person, you need to build your email list. So write this down. List building is essential to my business. I think I pretty much just covered that, right? List building is essential to my business. The second thing, list building is a money-making activity. And think back to Kevin Hart. He's a comedian. He's working at a shoe store when he's first starting out. Why did he make email such a priority? Because he knew it was a money-making activity. Name a comedian that came out at the same time as him that's as big as him. I'll wait. He had an email list first and foremost. And so it was a money-making activity. And the last thing, list building is not about getting to the highest number possible, right? It's not about getting to the highest number possible. Looking back at this, okay, 5,900 customers, Liz. So what? You're talking a big game. I thought you would have had, 10,000 customers and 100,000 people on your email list. But it's not about getting to that number, right? Or getting to that higher number. 5,900 out of 10,000, that's a lot of customers, okay? So it's not about getting to the highest number possible. It's just about getting to the right people. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want to give you a couple do nots here. So when it comes to list building, I don't want you to think you need multiple freebies. You might call these content upgrades. If you've got a blog or, you're posting on Instagram or TikTok daily, and, you've got all these different ways people can join your list. If you want to do that, you can do that, but you don't have to do that. Marketing, remember this, marketing is not saying 100 different things. Marketing is saying the same thing 100 different times. I've given this same talk at least 100 times in the last 2 years. I'm not even joking. The slides keep getting better and better, I'm telling you. But it's just saying the same thing over and over again. So don't think you need to have multiple freebies. You can have just one really good one that you promote over and over and over again. I think I've made myself clear already. You don't need to stress over paid ads. If you have the money for ads, if you have the brain to manage the ads, please go for ads. But don't feel like you have to stress about that. Like that's the only way you're going to grow and become known in your industry. And of course, don't give up. I mean, you're a fitness professional. You tell your clients this day in and day out. It's not about, what just happened in the gym. It's that you keep coming and things keep happening in the gym, right? All right, here's what we're going to do instead. We want to create a great incentive, a great lead magnet, opt-in, whatever you want to call it. We are going to put that incentive and yourself out there. I always say, and I might even have a slide for this later, I don't remember, list building and visibility, they go hand in hand. Tia and Tamara, Mary Kate and Ashley from the 90s. I know they're different people, but I really can't tell them apart. That's the same thing with list building and visibility. The more visible you become, the more you're going to grow your list. And do realize that slow growth is still growth. I just said I sold my last business 4 years ago today. My email list, I think today, thank you. I think today I'm going to hit 12,000 people on my email list, right? And when you think about that, the first year, I think it took me a little over a year to hit 1,000. The second year, I hit 2,500. A year ago, I think I had 8,000. This year, 12,000, right? So it's a snowball effect. Slow growth is still growth. I mean, y'all are fitness professionals. You know that. You tell your clients this all the time. So just it applies. I mean, it applies to everything, don't you think? All right. So let's talk about job number one. You want to incentivize people to join your list. Sometimes it can be enough to just say, hey, join my list. But you've got to incentivize them even with that. You have to think, why should someone join my list? Or why would someone want to? What can I give them to get them over here? It's the same as, what can I tell my clients? What can I give my clients to incentivize them to keep showing up, to keep committing to themselves, right? Everybody needs incentives, hence the little donut over here, right? We all need that. And so when you think about your incentive, I want you to think of, lead magnet freebie. What are you going to give away for free in order for them to sign up? And I want you to work backwards. I like to think of it as you've got a university, right? Tobias Young University, Liz Wilcox University, U University. When your client is walking across the stage, you're handing them that degree. What is that degree in, right? For me, it's I want you to make money with email. For you, it might be, finally uh, kick the sugar habit and, hit the gym without thought. Feel good in your body. Figure out how to eat with your allergies, whatever kind of fitness pro you are, right? Think about that and then work backwards. What's the first day of class look like? Right? That is your freebie. That's your opt in. That's your lead magnet. That's the incentive. That way they know, like, yep, I'm going to enroll in this class. And this is the first step that I need. Right. So for me, mine is a welcome sequence, right? When you start growing your email list, what do you need first? The welcome sequence, right? If I'm making money with email, let's work backwards. We need to start with the welcome sequence, right? Those first few emails. So work backwards and think about the format. The format is really important. And if we liken this to how we work with our clients in the gym, knowing who your customer is really important. Knowing your client. What your client needs on Monday is not what your client needs on Wednesday, right? They're different people. So thinking about who is my person, who do I want to read my emails, and what do they need for that first day of class? For example, I give them a welcome sequence. I work with a lot of creators. Creators tend to use something called Google, right? We use G Suite. We've got Google Docs, Google Calendar. And so my templates are in a Google Doc because I know the majority of my clients and students are already using that, right? So if you're working with, single moms who feel like they are overweight, maybe we don't send them a 5-day email course that requires an hour of work every day. Maybe we send them a playlist that they can listen to while walking, their kids at night, right? So that's what you have to think about, the format. Think about who your client is, what would be simplest for them to digest. Any thoughts real quick, Tobias?
No, these are huge. I like everything that you're saying, and obviously you want to be able to have a nurture sequence. Keep in mind that you can do a couple different things, and I'm sure you'll dive into this. Is you want to continue to nurture your audience, so you can either have an autoresponder that's already pre-built out, or you can do like from scratch every single week where you're constantly giving value. And by the way, if I have somebody that wants, if any of you guys out there, I should say, that want to get some help with like, hey, I would love to email my list, but I have no idea how to write an email. I need some frameworks on that. I've got you covered. I've got a very specific person that has a program that can help you with emails every single week delivered on your doorstep. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to get you a very special link where you can get this like at next to nothing.
Lord, I
So
hope that's me.
it is you. It is you. Trust me. So yes,
Okay,
stay
great.
tuned and we'll dive into that.
Okay, great. And if you guys notice, I just asked Tobias that so I get to sip water. So that's a little meta thing for you guys. All right. So that's job number one. Remember, create your freebie, your lead magnet, your incentive. Um, oh, I have another slide. I'm going to go with it. Okay. So the offer with job number one, what is that offer, right? Remember that vision. We already shared this. I'm going to keep going. All right. Like I said, I just updated the slide, so I'm a little off here. Okay. So where are we putting this bad boy, right? That's a question. If we create this lead magnet, where can we put it? Well, the first thing you need to know is you need to have a landing page. And this is a page that people land on and they can't go anywhere else. They either opt in or they exit out, right? They enter their email or they exit out. This is not lizwilcox.com/landing page where I also have my Instagram and Facebook on the bottom and they can click over to that. It has to be a landing page. So make sure you have that. That way, when you do trainings like this, when somebody hits you up in the DMs, when you create TikToks and you say, hey, go check this out, they're going to that landing page. You also want to have it on your homepage. When you create your website, make sure on your homepage you have it at, I would say, minimum 2 times. So at the top and the bottom. Now, if you're a service provider, you're still taking a lot of one-on-one clients. It can be really hard to find the balance between I want them to book a call, right? So a discovery call, and I want them to join the list. But I want you to remember that you are not Amazon.com. You are not eBay. No one is going to your website or your socials to purchase something from you, right? I go to eBay because I know I'm in a shopping mood, right? Nobody's going to your website to be in a shopping mood. And so, yeah, sure, we want to have that discovery call on our website, but we want to place the opt in there as well. So we can pick up on those eyeballs that are just browsing, those window shoppers, right? Like, oh, I found Tobias. I like what he has to say, but I'm not giving this guy money. Oh, but I'll give him my email address because I am open to the idea of that vision he has, right? So we don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Another good place for this is your about page on your website. So remember, your about page is not about you. It's actually about your customer, right? And about how you've gotten to the place where you can help them. And so you want to have your opt in there too as the next logical right step. Like, hey, this is what I know about you. This is, what I know about how I can help people like that. Right? That first day in class, let's get started right now. Here's that opt in. If you have a blog or something, you can have it in the sidebar, in blog posts. And then, let's talk about your social bios. Okay. I don't want you to have a link tree and the opt-in is the last thing above your YouTube videos, your protein bar affiliate program, like whatever you got going on. Make sure it's at the top. These are eyeballs. If they're clicking on that link in bio, they're a little more than just the casual watcher of your videos. Okay. And so we've got to, again, capture that. They're not buyers yet. They're not going there to buy, but they are open to your ideas and open to the idea that you can help them. So we want to put that at the top of that link tree. So let's talk about what your landing page should look like. And you should have this even if you don't have a website, even if you're just on social media right now, or even if you're just doing, local business, you're trying to break out into the online space, your landing page should be the first thing you create. And you can actually create a landing page inside your email service provider. An email service provider is that software that hosts all the emails for you, the thing you send emails out from. So your landing page should actually be pretty darn simple. It should have standout copy, but standout copy is easier than you think. It just packs a little bit of personality. It has direct language. And remember to work backwards. Hey, this is who my person is. What do they need to hear? And simple is best. And so, for example, to showcase my personality, I just put a picture of myself, right? And I've got a little silly personality. So there's a picture of me wearing a Will Smith shirt with a caption that says, Will Smith would want you to have this. That's a bold, audacious claim that's simply untrue, right? Will Smith doesn't care about your business, but it showcases my personality. Oh, this lady doesn't take herself too seriously. And it tells you that without me having to say, I'm an email marketer that doesn't take myself too seriously, right? So you can have a picture of yourself. And remember Tobias said at the top of the hour, you want to build that know, like, and trust. You're doing that directly on your landing page, especially with a picture. And especially as a fitness professional, if you can't, like I see Tobias, I see those traps. I'm like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. He obviously goes to the gym. He's obviously eating well. Like, yeah, that establishes some sort of expertise and authority right away. So if you could put that on your landing page, it's gonna pack a punch. And again, you want to be direct. This is for these people. For example, you go to my landing page, it says, hey content creator, or if I created a separate landing page just for Tobias Young and his people, I would swap that out. Hey fitness professional, you know, or some, I might come up with something funnier, but that I can't think of right now, but it would just be incredibly direct and very simple. You need this, or you're trying to do this, you need that. Ta-da, I have that. What a coincidence. Join now. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, just to kind of recap, and this kind of goes for everybody. So, right, the lead magnet is the one thing that your audience is like, oh my gosh, I want to have that. So, for example, if you're a guy or you help out guys get, in kick-ass shape, you want it to be like, hey, here's the 6-step blueprint to get a six-pack in, 30 days or less, whatever it is. And they're like, oh damn, I want to get a six-pack. Like, let me download that, right? Whatever it is, and I'm just making something up, but whatever it is, like one of the main things that your ideal client is like, oh my gosh, I feel like I need that in order to succeed, then that's the type of thing that you want to create. Like, what problem does it solve? You want to be able to solve some of their biggest problems when it comes to creating the lead magnet. And then they're going to be able to opt in. We know as fit pros, they need a lot more than a damn PDF in order to get the shape. They need motivation, they need accountability, they need structure, they need the knowledge, they need us as a coach, right? But they feel like, oh, well, let me just get this in there. And that is going to be the bridge that's going to start to connect you and get you and them into the same world. Now they're going to be in your world. Now you're going to be able to nurture them over time so you can build that know, like, and trust factor. And there's some free lead magnet resources that you can get. You can go to attract.io, and it actually is a free lead magnet creator that you can create. And there's a lot of other things that you can get. If you're thinking like, well, I don't have an email autoresponder yet, I don't have a landing page builder, go get a free 14-day trial. Go to fitprosolution.com, and that will be like all your emails. It has done for you funnels, websites, everything is built out for Fit Pros. You can just literally go there, and it's a one-stop shop. But, even if you don't have that, you can do things manual in the beginning if you need to. Like, you just don't want to stop giving value. But ultimately, you want to be able to have like one click of a button, be able to send it to, everybody who's on your list, or you can categorize people with tags like, hey, these are my new leads. These are my current clients. These are my former clients that you can follow up with and do all kind of cool stuff. So there's a lot to dive into. We're not going to get too complex, but just wanted to point that out, that we got your back. We got you covered. And there's more trainings that we're going to dive into. And like I said, stay till the end, because we're going to give you a very special offer where you can be able to get emails already done for you to be able to help out with all this stuff. Liz, take it away.
Okay. And I forgot, I did have the example here. So, there's me with my Will Smith shirt, looking all silly. And you'll note that just like Tobias said, like I'm giving them that juicy thing. I'm saying like, hey, you're here. Let's move you over here with this first step. And of course, you need a lot more steps, right? We all need to get our steps in, right? But it's, you're building your email list. Things are moving, but what the heck do you do next? Hey, I actually know what you do next. Sign up right here. So really, really good stuff. The second job you have with your email list after you create the incentive, and this is where a lot of people fumble the ball, right? You got to promote, right? The same way you get a client, they have to do the work, right? You can't do it for them. You have to build your list. Like people aren't just going to join it. So think of it like I'm a huge fan of hip hop. Like don't let the NSYNC poster behind you fool you. I think I have Eminem back here somewhere. I always cover him up. There he is. So when you go to a hip hop concert, or if you've ever seen one on TV, there's a hype man there, right? There's someone that comes out. He's got a microphone. Oh my gosh, coming to the stage. T Young in the house, wah, 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 wah. And then when the guy is rapping on stage, he's in the background and he's just echoing everything the guy is saying, right? Unfortunately, it's not like that. in business. We don't have a hype man. There's no one coming out on stage saying, "Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this," right? Especially when it comes to your lead magnet. You are the hype. You have to be the one. I tell this especially to authors all the time. Authors think they get a publishing deal and the publisher is going to promote the book. Wrong. It is always your job as the business owner to promote you. Kevin Hart, think back to him. Homeboy was putting the dang note cards on the tables himself, right? That wasn't his manager's idea. It wasn't nobody's responsibility. He was the one putting those cards out there, collecting the leads and growing his audience, right? That was way before he had hype men. So, and when it comes to list building, it really is just all about brand awareness. Do you know who, or does your customer know who you are, right? Are they aware of your brand? And this is something that you can do in so many different ways. I'll give you a couple ideas in a second, but I really just want you to remember it's all about just awareness of the brand because maybe somebody doesn't sign up today, but they might sign up tomorrow, right? And when it comes to promotion, pick what fits best for your personality. This is the third interview I've done today. That might not fit your personality, right? You might need more than 32 ounces of water to get through those three interviews in 5 hours, right? So pick what fits for your personality, your capability, your audience. All right, let's go. Let's just run through some activities that you can do. This is the, take a screenshot portion of the presentation here. Starter activities. Just ask, right? Get on social media. Hey, I'm starting this email list where I'm going to give you tips on XYZ, where I'm going to give you free workouts, where I'm going to share my playlist of the day, right? Just ask. Wherever you're currently living online, start promoting there. You can do cross promotions. Look at Tobias and I right now, right? Of course, I want you to join my email list at the end of this. This is a cross promo. It could even, I wish I could do that. I'm too Caucasian for that. I almost had it there. Okay. So anyway, cross promotion also can be really simple. You don't have to give a presentation. It could be as simple as, "Hey, Tobias, can you share my lead magnet to your email list tomorrow? And I'll do the same for you." I know I've got more than, one fitness professional in there, right? And so it can be that simple, especially in the fitness realm where a lot of you are doing complementary things. It's not competition. You guys are doing complementary things. Work together, link arms. You're going to be stronger together. Dang it. I know you know that. So, cross promotion is one of the simplest activities you can do, which leads me to networking. You can't cross promote if there's nobody talking to you. Networking is the absolute most essential thing you can do in your business, especially when it comes to visibility and list building. And remember, list building is a money making activity, so is networking, right? You've got to network. When Tobias, he DM'd me, I think he added me on Facebook. I was like, "Oh, who's this guy?" Right? We all get those DMs, right? Where it's like, you know what I'm talking about. Don't be offended. We all get those DMs. Don't be that guy that's like, "You want to know more about da da da?" I know Tobias teaches you awesome ways to DM. I know you guys aren't doing that, but networking is a great way to start to be able to cross promote, to find those, places where you can do trainings or come into someone else's program, etc. Pinterest might be a good one. I know this seems wild, but especially if you are working with women, I think it's something like 80 or even up to 90% of users on Pinterest are women. And I'm a woman. I'm here to tell you, especially I live in America, constantly thinking about how I look, right? I mean, I wasn't born this way. You know what I mean? So Pinterest is actually a great place for you to promote your content and for you to promote your lead magnet, that incentive we talked about directly. You could just put a link directly to your lead magnet. Tobias was telling you, what's that thing they really, really want? Maybe you create an incentive like 5 30-minute playlists. So you get out and walk with your toddler every single day, right? Hello, on Pinterest. If I'm looking on Pinterest, because they use it like Google, okay? Pinterest users use Pinterest like Google. They're actively searching in there for solutions. Put your solution in Pinterest. I'm so excited. This is like a game changer for you guys. Of course, in your email signature, that's a really low hanging fruit. Anytime somebody emails you, hey, did you get my 5 playlists for toddler moms or whatever, right? Also, bundles. A bundle is where someone like a host like me, let's say I host it, I ask you and Tobias and your friend, hey, let's all get together. Let's give away something for free, and we're all going to promote it. And so you get a lot of eyeballs at once, and people grab and snatch up that freebie. This is something I don't actually see a lot of in your industry. So if you were to create something like that, if you were to be the host of something like that, or if you were to find someone doing that, it's going to do really, really well. All right. Let's speed this up. Let's pick up some speed. Now I'm speaking your language, I'm sure. Link sharing. We already talked a little bit about that. Hey, you share my thing, I share yours. You can do that with email. You can do that on Instagram, on TikTok, things like that. Don't just promote your own things. Guesting, right? I'm guesting in the Facebook group and across other socials right now, right? You can also do guest blogging, guest podcasts, uh, things like that. You can do giveaways, right? But don't do a giveaway for an iPad. Do a giveaway for, again, if you're working with toddler moms, maybe you're doing a giveaway for a stroller or, like a waterproof exercise device. I don't know. I haven't been a toddler mom in a while, guys, but you get what I'm saying. Something very specific so that only the right person signs up, right? Even if you did a giveaway for some barbells, you might get men that sign up for that, but you only work with toddler moms. Like think very specific products or services that only your ideal client wants. Of course, other media like getting in the local news, getting on other people's Instagram accounts, getting in publications, things like that. And again, you got to network. And the thing I didn't mention earlier about networking is everybody tries to network up, right? Like I want to talk to, one of the big boys, right? I want to know the editor of Forbes. But really, networking is about networking across. Who do I know that's doing something similar, has an audience probably similar size, making similar amount of money, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Networking across, again, it's about, linking arms, getting stronger together and appearing bigger, right? If I was at the gym, I had never been to the gym before, I go up to someone like Tobias, uh, you know, hey, can we work out together? It's going to be a mismatch, right? He's probably going to be on the treadmill a lot longer than I can keep up, and we're both going to be holding each other back, right? So that's the same with networking. You can't network too far up. You've got to network across. All right, let's talk about a couple bigger opportunities. I already kind of mentioned this, but host your own event, your own bundle, your own, Facebook Lives, your own summits. Hosting your own event is going to establish you as an absolute expert because other people, those people you're networking, they need all these opportunities too. So if you're the one to create the opportunity, not only are you going to establish expertise with your audience, you're going to establish authority within your industry, right? You can start an affiliate program if you have your own products, your own services, or a referral program. Hey, man, if you give me a client, I'll give you 10%. That's going to really help you grow. Speaking, attending events. I mean, you go to, I'm thinking, I don't know why. You go to a big keto event, you're going to meet a lot of people at once. You're going to network. That bullet point is there yet again. Attending events is going to help you not only grow your audience, but grow your network. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, don't be shy to do that, you guys. Like, take advantage. Think about when it comes to networking to, who can you work with? Like she was saying, that has your same audience, even if they're not a fitness coach. Maybe you're a fitness coach, but maybe your clients can benefit from a nutritionist, right? So then you two can do a live stream, and the nutritionist can definitely use some more clients, and you can kind of do kind of like a little switcherooski where you guys, promote each other's thing. Like, so think about all the different ways on all the different people that you can help and you can promote and you can grow your audience so much faster and build that list. You guys build that list. And before you go into that too, I want to go over one quick way that you
Yeah.
can do a get your lead magnet out to people on your social media is you do a simple what's called a hand raising post. It's called a two-step or a hand raising post. I don't know if you were going to already dive into that, Liz, or not, and I can just kind of go over it real
Go
quick.
for it, babe.
So let's just say you got this thing that you created. Hey, this is for, new mamas that want to lose that 20 pounds and they want to firm up their booty. Hey, here's, and then maybe you create some videos like, hey, here's the 10 best exercises for, women right after having kids to lose weight and firm up the butt and tone up their abs, right? You put together this little video series. How many of these new moms are going to want that? Shit, a whole bunch of them. They're going to be like, I want to tone up. I want to lose this weight. I want to get my booty firm again. I've been sitting on my butt for the last 9 months, right? So they're going to want to opt into that. And all you have to do is create a simple post. Hey, I just created this. Who wants it? I just created a quick video series for busy moms that want to lose, up to 10 pounds or that want to tighten up their butt or whatever it is. Who wants a copy? And you literally just put like an arrow down. And anybody that likes or comments on this hand raising post, they're going to be like, me. You're going to start to get all these comments. I did like when you find the right one of these hand raising, like lead magnets, you can like literally create so many people that do it. I had one where it was like over 300 comments that actually went in there. I was like, holy shit. I think I got banned like on Facebook for like responding to too many people at this time. So then all you have to do is just say, hey, just sent you a DM. So if they're like, hey, me, I want it. Every single one reply in the comments, hey, just sent you a DM, check your DMs, whatever it is. So that way they check their messages. Because if you just send them a DM and it's not somebody that's already in your friends, it might go to their others. So you want to make sure it goes in there and just be like, hey, Liz, I saw that you wanted my booty guide or whatever it is. Like, here's the link, right? And you can either send them a link, or if you don't have a landing page built up yet where it already does that, you don't need that. You can just be like, great, what's your email? And I'll shoot it right over to you. Now you collect their email address. You put it in, if you have a CRM, you put it in the CRM. If you don't have that, start creating an Excel doc, an Excel file, and start keeping track of all this, because later you're going to be able to upload this Excel doc into your CRM and start emailing your list. Easiest way is to do just a quick hand raising post and just think about what would my audience want? How can I create it really fast? Put it out there and get it out into your audience, you guys. So give that a try. It's called a hand raising post or a two-step post because it's 2 steps to it. So Liz, sorry, go ahead and jump in.
No, I love that so much. And especially as we're growing on social, I, to Tobias's point, like, don't forget to get those people off of social. He made a joke about it earlier, but yeah, Meta went down. It was only like an hour a little bit ago, but raise your hand if you were alive when a billionaire bought Twitter, right? And now it's called something else, and it's lost all its advertisers. It's lost, I think, more than half of its users. If you're building your whole audience on social media, you might get screwed one day, right? We don't want that. So yeah, even if you don't have your CRM or email service provider yet, collecting those leads, actively engaging in them so that when social goes down or gets sold or changes its rules and conditions, you have your people. You know, you've taken a hold of that and you know where to find them, right? You have direct access to them. And so what I do with my social media, similar to what Tobias is saying, I don't forget to get them off of social. That should be a whole new slide. I got to get that slide in. There's always something, always tweaking. And something I do is just in my stories. I'm big on Instagram. That's where the majority of my social lives. And so in my stories, at least once a month, I should be better about it, but at least once a month, hey, are you on my email list? Hey, I just shared this thought over on my email list. Are you on there yet? And, anyone that clicks no, right? You do a little poll, yes, no. Anyone that clicks no, hey, if you want to get on my list, here's the landing page or send me your email address. I used to do that a lot. And it works really, really well because it gets those people that are excited, those warm leads onto a list where you can speak directly to them. So let's talk about how to just make this a little easier. Right. And even with what Tobias was saying, something that I use to do that two-step approach is ManyChat. That makes it easier for me where I'm not having to directly DM. So that's MANY chat. It's a software that, if they type the word free or booty or whatever, it automatically sends them the DM. So just optimize your ecosystem. We already talked about making sure that link tree or that link in bio, your freebies right up top. We talked about making sure your homepage is set up where if somebody gets there, they're not there to book or buy yet, but we get them on our list anyways. That's optimizing our ecosystem. You can also have vanity URLs as send out the link, or even if you did a training like this, or if you're meeting someone at the gym, if you had, you know, bootybuilder.com and it just went directly to the landing page because your landing page is going to be a weird link that you create in your CRM. You can't, bit.ly dot, right? So if you create a vanity URL, URLs tend to be pretty cheap. You can get them around $10. And that will make it a lot easier to share when you go on a podcast or you meet somebody in person, you network. Yeah, just go to bootybuilder.com and it pops up and that's your landing page. Also, I know it sounds corny, but I think to this audience specifically, you understand putting in the reps, right? So you got to practice talking about it. And the best way to practice is to just actually talk about it. It might seem awkward at first when you do that first social media post, like Tobias was saying, or you share in your Instagram stories, it's awkward, but just practice talking about it so that when you get on a podcast or you meet someone in person, it's like, oh yeah, just go to bootybuilder.com. I'm going to give you XYZ. It's just for toddler moms, right? So practice talking about it. And again, network, they say, what do they say? That your net worth is your network or something, or maybe it's vice versa. I really believe in that. And the last job, is just remember to keep it real with yourself. Remember that slow growth is still growth. So relax, recognize where you're at right now, but remember that you're not going to be there forever. And here's an example of that. This is from 2021. So it's about a year and a half into growing this email list in particular. And you can see, yeah, I got a couple little spikes over here, but it's like kind of every day. Here it looks like a day that I didn't have anything. And then boom, something happened. I don't even remember what happened. I think somebody found me. They had a bigger audience than me. Network, right? And my ecosystem was set up so that when they shared, bada bing, bada boom, we got somewhere. But what I want you to notice here, let me make myself a little smaller, is you see how low I was down here, right? I mean, this is maybe like a few a day, but you'll note that it never, maybe a little bit over here, but it never goes back down, right? It stays at its, like where this is the high, that's the new low, right? So like my ceiling became my floor. Okay. So here's the ceiling. Suddenly that's the floor. That's the bottom, right? And so it is a snowball effect. Remember always that, slow growth is still growth. I keep that as a rule because it can be so hard, but I'm just so glad that I'm talking to you because you get it. You understand like going to the gym, losing weight, building muscle, learning how to eat right. That's a slow growth thing. That's a lifestyle, right? That is something you have to commit to and commit to fully in order to actually create lasting change. It's the same with your email list. So, and then at the end of the day, remember your email list is about growing the right people. If I'm trying to work with toddler moms and I get a bunch of dudes that look like Tobias on my list, something ain't right. I'm not going to make any money, right? And so remember, your list building activities are about finding the right people because when you can find the right people especially in your type of work where you need people to know, like, and trust you. You really need them to like believe that you believe in them. You only want those people that are going to get there with you. So let me recap really quick. Email list building. Yeah, sure. Okay. It's a long-term strategy, right? This isn't going to happen overnight, but you got to create a great incentive, optimize that ecosystem so that people can find that incentive when you go out and put yourself out there. And then at the end of the day, get it out there in ways that feel good. I gave you over a dozen ideas. I think it was something like 15. Pick the ones that feel right for you, your personality, your capabilities, and capacities. Thanks so much, Tobias.
Oh, golden nuggets galore. So hopefully you guys got some value out of today with Liz Wilcox. Liz, I super appreciate you. So you guys let me know if you got something super valuable. Let me know what your favorite part was in the comments. Just like, hey, building, this or doing this or whatever type of strategy that you like the most in there. And what I want to do too is Liz obviously is an email copywriter and she does a really, really good job at it. But she also has an ecosystem where she has basically a product where you can subscribe for $9 a month and she writes your emails for you, like gives you the whole format so you can start and create your email newsletter. So for any of you guys that are like, I would love to write emails, but I suck at writing emails or I don't know what to say in my emails. Look, I'm going to give you guys the link and it's going to be super easy to go. Boom, go right there. I just typed it in and I'll type it in over here
Yeah, yeah.
as
Type
well.
that in. I totally forgot about that. See, I am fumbling the ball and growing my list. So of course you can join my list at lizwilcox.com for free. But if you want to just join the membership, this training actually came directly from my membership. And I'm showing you the behind the scenes of the membership. It's $9 a month. And we follow something called the email staircase. Let me zoom in here for you guys. And we go follower, friend, customer. And this membership really takes you through that journey, especially if you're working with clients virtually or you're trying to create your own digital products for them, workshops, live experiences, all of that. I'm going to teach you more than just how to grow the list. I'm going to teach you how to turn people into, friends so that you know what they want, you know what they need, and you know if you have the right people on your email list so you can craft your offers, create your positioning, and tweak what you need to actually make sales. And if you don't mind, I'll show you the email library. And every single Monday, you get a new template of the week. And, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. So some of them are evergreen, some of them are more timely, like if we have a holiday coming up. And what I love about the templates and what I think you'll love too if you join is that it's not just a template. You get an email explanation. Like, I know you didn't start this fitness thing to write emails, but you know what? I love writing emails. So I give you the why behind it. I give you this email explanation. I give you, if you're an auditory or visual learner, you get usually like a 4 or 5 minute training with it to say, like, hey, this is why you should send this email. It's the same as when you work with a client and they're like, yeah, but why do we have to do this many reps? Why do we have to do this exercise? I hate this exercise. Lunges can go to hell, right? You have to explain to them why you have them in that workout that day. This is the same. I'm explaining to you why you should send this email out. You get a skeleton outline. Hey, this is the bare bones of what you should be sending out. You get the template. This is the copy and paste type of thing. But you also get swipes. And these are A plus examples to guide your style so that you can finally find your voice. So these are written from different types of businesses. This person sells digital products. The next one is a coach. And so you can see how very different the templates can look depending on your business. And you can actually sort in the membership. You could type in the word fitness or type in the word coach, and all the things that are categorized in those two things will pop up. So you can actually search that way too. $9 a month. Why not give it a try?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to it too. And I've written tons of emails in my lifetime, but like it's so nice just to have a framework where you don't have to think about it. And it's just like, oh, let me just use the framework, and it just makes things 100% easier. Just like social media posting. Yes, can you guys create it? But yeah, if you guys had a framework, you'd probably be a lot more productive, get a lot more done. And so you don't have to spend all your time trying to think about an email where it might take you an hour to put something together. Whereas if you have a framework, you can knock it out in just a couple of minutes. So I highly
Amen.
recommend it, Liz. And I put all the I put the link in there for you guys too. So if you guys want to jam on that, cool. If you don't want it, completely cool. But I just wanted to give that to you because it's definitely worth more than $9 a month. So I give you 2 thumbs up on that, Liz. Thank you so much for being here. And if anybody also wants to find out more about you or connect with you, like where's the best place to reach Liz Wilcox?
Yeah, sure. So if you're not ready for the membership, totally get it. I'd love for you to join my email list. That really is the best way to get to know me. You can go directly to lizwilcox.com. In the top right-hand corner, there's a hot pink button, the same as this color right here. You can get an entire welcome sequence already written for you. You get 3 newsletter samples from the membership, so you can see what it's kind of like. And you also get 52 subject lines for a year full of prompts. Listen, I know email feels complicated. Writing from scratch, like Tobias just said, it totally sucks. So let me do it for you. LizWilcox.com, hot pink button.
Yeah, and I just typed in my the code in there, so you guys will have access to
Awesome.
both of those. So both of those are in there. So you guys enjoy. Liz, give me a front double biceps. Come on. Bam! There we go. By the way, go watch Survivor and root for Liz Survivor because she is on. Liz, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you 100%. And have an amazing day, everybody. Take care, team.